Not seasons first and hydration time. Yeah. And Brownie, if you've got water, you were talking quite a bit. Make sure you get something to drink. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no, you just got off stream, man. Go do that. Yeah. Well, it do be how that be. The BBB. The baby BB do be. Why are you? Yes, absolutely. Shout out. Oh, come on, Han. Woo, woo, woo. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-bum. That's so funny because that mine refused to accept the existence of the R key. Uh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that bony. Spelled weird, but yeah, that would be what it would. Mm-hmm.
As I can during my breaks and lunch break before the podcast tomorrow.
That's fair. That's fair. Guys, can you hear me or hear Sleepy? Anyone in chat?
Let me
Uh,
unmute your
because
stream.
for some reason the Discord audio is not moving.
Let me
Um,
talk and just wait a few seconds to see if I hear it. Yeah, I can hear myself.
okay. All right. Then why is that bar not? Is that bar not moving? Maybe I just need to refresh it.
My arms are dying from starting my arm workout yesterday.
Oh,
Uh,
nice, nice.
Good job,
Get
Noxus.
them
Good job.
gains, baby.
Yeah, I need to actually. I have like some weights and stuff that I keep saying I'm gonna do it while I'm at home to help actually burn some calories. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But thank you for posting that, Noxus, because you reminded me. I actually was going to, in order to not fidget during this podcast, use one of my weights on the side.
Nice, Deku. Uh,
Listen, man, you can only call me Deku when I start squatting during the podcast without a chair. Okay.
fair, 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 fair. And you gotta have those grip strength increasers.
I actually do have those.
I do too. I really should be making fun. I do have those.
Those, those are really good, but I actually found it's like, well, maybe not better because those ones focus more on like hand grip. The ones I have another set that I really love that focuses more on finger strength. I got that because I play video games, and I thought
That's
to myself,
fair.
you
I
know
I
what?
got I got
I
these
don't want carpal tunnel.
yeah, I got these rubber like ring things that I use that I use as fidgets, but they're like fingery strengthener things.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They're not great, but like they don't
Yeah,
feel great, but they give me that tism joy, so I use them. I
I
don't know
I
whether they
wouldn't know
actually
'cause
work, but
I don't. I can't speak for the Tism Joy because if I have it, I'm not diagnosed. But to my knowledge, I don't have it. So,
um
but uh, but yeah, no. Well, just to kind of somewhat stay on topic. I did manage to get off of work, like finishing off most of episode 3. There was only like 8 minutes left, which I used top text to finish, and then you guys kept going, and I was like, you know what, I could probably fit in episode 4, and
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, that was a good use of time.
Like I said,
All right,
I had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
I'm back.
My
Hey,
weekend was also very busy. Um,
welcome.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we're going off our original plans, Brownie, since this was your pick, you're the host for this week.
Oh,
That
okay.
is true.
Have we? Do we need to do the intro?
Well, yeah, we were waiting for you.
Kind of
so,
just
yeah.
started yapping. We didn't really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we had to. I mean, we had to do something while waiting for you. I felt wrong to start without you.
Oh, well, fair enough. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into AniBites. I'm going to be your host today, Brownie, followed by the lovely Phoenix and the lovely Sleepy.
Hello. Hello.
These last week we watched a little bit of Apothecary Diaries. I did get around to watch the first 5 episodes
Nice.
because how episode 4 ended off was like the little cliffhanger, and I was like, I kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And then episode 4 left off with another cliffhanger, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna watch that like after the podcast. Usually, I watch anime when I wind down the night, like late at night.
Yeah.
But that's besides that. Anyway, yeah, if we want to just get right into it, then holy crap. I'm gonna bounce between the two of y'all streams. Just looking at Sleepy's picture of Mao Mao just making drugs. It's that. It's the ads. It's holy crap.
I have other pictures. I'm not gonna leave that up the whole time. But
no, you're golden.
no, here's the thing. I want to do it because I want to like make it slightly more interactive for the people here. I want to show like certain pictures every now and then.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Yeah,
if you ever want to, whenever I'm host, you can go ahead and let me know what pictures you plan on using, so that way I can also do my best to segue into the next picture.
Honestly, that would be good if I had more time to prep. Unfortunately, the past couple times, I've had to last minute watch these. Like last time, remember I said I was up to like 4 a.m. watching Windbreakers to try and catch up.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so like all the pictures I have right now are just seat of my pants pictures to help that I feel help represent the anime and some characters. And I will be looking up stuff live. Like I'll look up like gifs or videos if I need to.
It's mostly Mao Mao and Jinchi.
Yeah.
It's mostly those two. But
let me switch my picture showing. Yeah, there we go. There they are.
There. Wait. I gotta wait for the delay.
Yes.
Ever so slight delay.
Yeah, there you go.
These two, dude. I really like this dynamic. I have no idea. If this is supposed to be romantic or not, or if they're just supposed to be like, a comedic duo, because they do kind of bounce off of each other really well.
I did actually accidentally find this out. The creator originally just wanted it to be a comedic duo. Jinchi was supposed to be comic relief, but the fans reacted so well to him that he was just like, you know what? Let's make him also a main character.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. Because I love what's his face? He hasn't done much right now, and I have no idea if he'll do much later. But Gaoshun, Jinchi's assistant.
I don't have a picture of him to switch you. Well, actually, I could look him up, and let me do that right now.
But he's like the feeling he gives off is like a very a much more focused, different side of the coin to Jinchi, because the two of them are usually next to each other.
Yes.
So like it's him and his assistant, and then Jinchi he's kind of like he hits on like a little bit of like the intelligent but kind of a jokester kind of thing. He leans into, he knows he's pretty. He a pretty guy. Like, I'm not, he's not handsome. He pretty.
Well, this isn't really a spoiler, but like even in episode 2, he was like, yeah, the emperor knows I'm pretty and put me here to test their loyalty to the emperor.
Yeah. That's his whole deal. It's just like, okay, well, if any of the the concubines or the courtesans or whatever their title is, if any of them are like if they go for you, then that's that they failed the test of loyalty. Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't be mine if they're going after you.
Exactly.
For anyone watching my side's screen for context, this is the right hand man of Jinshi, of the other male you saw in the other
Mhm.
picture. This is his right hand man.
One of the other eunuchs that's working. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's. I think he's good because it's like you can't. You look at Mao Mao, and Mao Mao is generally like I feel like she hits like a good balance of like okay she's really level headed, you know, she likes she does her job, but then
Mhm.
whenever it comes to drugs, whenever it comes to poisons, she gets excited, you know, she gets the cat ears, she
Yeah.
gets it's like she's into it, and then um you get Gingy, which is almost always kind of jokey, and then every now and then he knows when to lock in, he knows when to. But then you got the boy Gao Shun. He's there as the level headed one 100% of the time. So he's just he's very observant. He does his job. He does his job well.
I would say that like he knows his station, he knows what's expected of him, and he
Mhm.
also knows that while he does have an important station, he's expendable. So that's why he always keeps himself composed.
Okay. I never looked at it that way because I know there's sometimes where you get into a line of work willingly or unwillingly when it comes to somebody who's literally an emperor.
Yeah.
The where you it's the threat of just being replaceable. You know, you can just there were times in those episodes where Mao Mao was straight up just like it's like, well, if I don't do this or if I do this a certain way, then my shoulders just lose the head that's resting on top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using I was gonna say using like another show as an equivalent to like explain this. It's kind of like House. Like House gets away with the stuff he does because he knows he's that important.
Yeah, because he knows he's the best.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he gets in some he trolls people
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to be you don't get to be a jerk and employed.
Yeah.
So
Only if you're
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, to take this out of the to take this out of anime context and put it in into like surprisingly a football thing, like Donovan McNabb and who's the one Victor? No, the one who had the dogfighting thing.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his name.
You know, they were
Oh.
real assholes, but they had the skill to back it up. So it's more of a if you have that skill, just like you were saying with House, you know,
Yeah.
you have that skill, you get to be that asshole.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Sleepy and I are viewers of like the FGC, the fighting game community.
Yeah.
And with that and like wrestling, you get to learn the term the heel. You know, somebody who's like kind of purposely puts themselves in the role of the antagonist. And so you look at the fighting game community, you look at the FGC, and then you see people like Punk and you see people like Leffen, and they just talk a lot of trash and they're fucking mean. And I was like, and they kind of suck, but you can't do anything because they're tournament winners.
Yeah. Yeah, they can back up their shit. And that to bring us back to the anime, that's Momo. That she knows her shit, but she also knows that at the word of any emperor, any higher ranked person, she loses her head. So it puts her in an interesting position of she can be that know-it-all jerk, but also like she's not. She knows her place.
Yeah. It's not actually as bad as like the Egyptian emperors, but like the Egyptian emperors and kings, like they were deities according to their religion.
Well, ancient China was very similar to that.
Yeah, I don't know for certain because you know they didn't teach that much about them in school. They taught us about them, but like the main focus was like, oh, Egypt.
Yeah, they are basically on that same level. They aren't gods, but they are
very close. They're demigods.
Yeah, they're demigods. So what happens happens.
But I do love like the kind of blurring of like hierarchy. So even though, like, Jinshi's supposed to be at like a higher representative than Mao, who's basically not a representative at all. She just started off in laundry, and then she made her way up into poison taste tester, and
Yeah.
then she gets relied on more. Like
Mm-hmm.
little by little, it's just like, okay, well, she's good at what she does, and we'll kind of rely on her for more and more things from going on. As I mentioned before, I'm only on episode 5, so I don't know where this goes. But
I'm
like
on
when it
episode
comes
4, like I
to
said.
yeah, like when it comes to her and Jinshi, it's like there's a power gap, but there are times where they kind of get to talk to each other like equals. And
Yeah.
then when she's helping out Gaush or not Gaushun, Goku and Liwa, the two concubines,
Yeah.
she gets to kind of go in there and then show up and show off to a certain degree and be like, I'm here, this is my job. It's like, don't don't talk back to me, y'all need to shut up. It's like, and let me do my job.
Yeah.
It's like, here, it's like, I'm here for a reason, let me do that and let me leave.
Yeah.
She's definitely one of those people who's gets angered by idiocy or incompetence, because that was shown heavily in episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out the gate, episode 4.
Yeah, yeah, because in episode 4, that uh, like what, like no, I think it was 3 episodes ago. She was like, "Yeah, don't use this makeup; it's poisonous."
It's poison, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got
And like,
mercury in it.
and it actually killed like one of the royal children.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they'd be illegitimate because the emperor's not actually married yet. But yeah, it killed one of them and made both of his.
Yeah, the potential prince.
Yeah, it killed one of them and made his 2 head concubines sick. And then she's like, "Don't use this." And then like the eunuchs were like, "Fine, this is completely outlawed now."
Yeah.
And,
We'll
and then
confiscate it.
and then come episode 4, they're like, "You're still using it for this person, even though it was completely banned." And she just goes in for the full arm smack across the face.
She just lets her have it,
Yeah.
dude. Holy crap.
Noxie says it's normally not he's not normally a fan of these kind of political maneuverings, like there is a political court, but it's broken down in such a way that you can brain off and enjoy and not think about the show too hard. And the makeup was apparently white lead.
Oh, is it white lead? Oh, okay. I thought it was mercury. My bad.
I didn't do any research, so I don't know what it was at the time period. But,
I'm just noticing your avatar right now, Phoenix, the business casual.
Yes, I'm afraid to use my other one at the current moment.
No, you're golden.
Well, no, I like it just because it's changed. I like to see you change your avatars every now and then.
Yeah. I spent so much time on them.
Yeah.
I'm boy modding today.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I have to agree with Noxels. Like, even in like isekai anime, where like the political thing isn't the main focus, but it's like focused on a little bit, I'm not a fan of the political stuff, or even sometimes the world building, as I've mentioned to Brownie long before we started this podcast.
Oh, excuse me.
Imagine guys getting banned for exposing hips.
Seriously, but yeah, like in like slime, and slime and a bunch of other stuff. Like they do slightly touch on the political route, or maybe it's not slightly. Maybe it's they heavily have like 5 to 10 minutes dedicated to the characters in a room talking about the political stuff.
Yeah,
and for me, it's just like Brownie enjoys it because it's world building, and I props to him. I'm glad he can enjoy that. I can't. My eyes glaze over, and I am so tempted to skip forward over it, both in the anime and in the manga. Heck, I usually do in the manga, honestly, but like
that's
in the
totally fine.
Yeah, but in the anime, I do at least let it play out because they do somewhat dumb it down, and it's easier to understand it when it's in anime form than manga form. But like Noxel said, they dumb it down pretty well for this, and I don't feel like, at least so far in the 4 episodes I've seen, I don't feel like they're going heavy into the politics, but it's there. So it might rear its head up later, but for now it's pretty tame, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I have finished the series, because I had watched it at Film's request. I had watched it after she had finished, so she would have somebody to talk to about it. So it's been very interesting seeing your reactions to it. There's so many things that I can't wait for you guys to see coming up.
For me, I can't wait to see Film watch the VOD of this and give us her reaction to our reaction.
Yeah.
But Noxels
Hopefully
is
it's.
saying,
Go for it.
let me just read what Noxels is saying. He's saying, if I have to memorize a map for the anime, I'm not really into it. And I can
Yeah.
agree with him to that. And the other thing he said was, and the obligatory scene where they explain that a copper is equal to 100 yen. I mean, that seems okay, but I also feel like it's not necessary. Like, listen, man, you could tell me it's worth 1,000 silver, and I'm fine not knowing what the equivalent of 1,000 silver is.
Yeah.
If the characters act like it's a lot, that's enough for me. If they act like it's little, then that's also fine for me.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It wasn't. I don't think that for. I mean, for if I was really into the world building, which generally I am. I mean, I'm not about like memorizing the fucking map. I don't want to need to know that. I'd like to know generally like the area, but that's because I just like world building. But I don't to generalize or maybe yeah, to generalize, oh, the copper is the equivalent to this amount of whatever. That really, I only really think that matters if that's the sole purpose of the anime. Like, I've watched several isekais where it's like, oh yeah, like going to another world to save money or some shit. Uh, where okay, that matters. Golden translation to yen, like that matters. Or again, I'll bring up the vending machine one. I fucking love that one. It's so dumb. But you know the conversion of all right copper to what's this to yen, so I know what the vend like that's where you need to know it. Not this type of thing where yeah the excitement and the surprise of the copper. Oh my god, it was enough. I don't need to know more. And
According to Noxels, he says he read a chunk of the web novel way back before when it was being fan translated, and he enjoyed it back then.
oh, nice.
For Apothecary Diaries?
I'm assuming so. I will say this, at least so far, in the 4 episodes I've seen, they haven't done a equivalent scene like, oh, this money is equal to this much. At least not yet. At least for me.
I mean, usually you see scenes like that in like an isekai because it's like somebody has a money to base off of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this is historical, and I can understand why a historical thing would do it. Or let me say pseudo historical, obviously. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say earlier, Brownie? Or did we already lose that thought?
I'm not entirely sure if I was going to say something earlier. I was probably just going to interject with something that you guys were currently talking about, but now that the subject has changed, I don't think.
I mean, I'll mention that in future episodes there'll probably be 2, maybe 3 technical times where that conversion may be a fun tidbit of information, not a huge like you need to know that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like it shouldn't be done. I'm just saying that there are times when it's important. So there are times where it's fun, and then there are times where it's unimportant.
Yeah, and this time it really wasn't. I do agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I mean, I feel like I'm jumping ahead and being like, oh, will you watch more? And I know we're not there yet, but I'm very excited to see what you have to say because there's so many more. I mean, it sounds like you guys are pretty sold on the characters as they are now, and they develop so much more.
Yeah, and that's the good part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, obviously since Brownie's the host, I was gonna say, did he have any questions to help, how set us up for how we would describe this to others or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, I know I kind of have the reins.
Yes. Brownie? Me? Hello? Did I break? What's going on? Hello? my stuff break? What happened?
No, I
Oh, no,
don't. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, you go
What's
first.
going
Sorry,
on?
Yeah.
Hello?
No, I was just. Are you okay, Phoenix?
Everyone went quiet for a second. I didn't hear
Oh,
everything. Okay, some weird fuckery happened. What's going on? I couldn't hear her
uh,
say anything.
uh, no, we were just discussing like how I guess how Brownie would set us up as he's the host this week,
Ah,
Yeah.
and he
I
was just
mean, I'm incredibly basic. I'm such a basic bitch when it comes to some of this stuff. So it's just like I don't have any outlandish question for you. I don't have anything. I just, it's like
like
if you had anything nice to say about the show, if you have any criticisms about the show,
I
like
guess. Well, I'll put this question out there. What did you two think of the main characters so far? Both the
Mama
two.
and Jinchi.
Yeah.
Um no, it's I'm used to I'm used to rom-coms having a certain level of like a character one and character two like each other to X amount, just either right out the gate or it develops somewhat fast to at least hit like an entry barrier. Um if there's supposed to be romance between Mao and Jinshi, it is 100% on Jinshi's side right now. He's like the only one between the two of them that are like, oh, I kind of like that. She's not head over heels over for me like all these other girls. And the way that she talks down on me and she looks at me like I'm a fucking insect is, it's kind of nice. It's I like that she does it. And then Mao's over here is just like, I'm tired of this dude not doing his job. And I was like, what are you doing on patrol? Ain't no way you came over here just to say hi. You ain't got shit to do. Go to work.
Yeah. Well, I also give my take. At least so far, it doesn't feel like a rom com yet. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
obvious that they're gonna have a Jinchi fall for Mao Mao. Like it's pretty obvious that it's gonna happen. I feel like right now it's just more of an interest in like, oh, she's different from the others,
Hmm.
but you can see it coming. But as for how the characters themselves, I feel like Jinshi does a very good job of being that character who like, oh, I act super silly, but I'm actually doing like a lot behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can lock in real good.
yeah, because like she's like, what is he doing here? It's not like he's here to observe me, and I'm just like, no, that's exactly why he's here. He's watching you to make sure you're trustworthy and not doing anything shady
yeah.
or doing something you shouldn't be, and you don't realize that. And then as for Mao Mao herself, like judging by like or based on the 4 episodes I've seen, there are scenes that hint that she had something happen to her in the past, and that is interesting about her. At, uh, like it's a mystery that they're probably going to dive into later. And as she is at present, she's at least a somewhat not silly, but quirky. I guess would be the word I'm looking for. Kind of character. But she knows what she's doing, and she's obviously skilled at her craft, which I can respect for characters.
Yeah.
So, it's for me, it's a case of, oh well, we're gonna find out more. She's interesting because because she clearly has some depth to her that we're gonna find out later, and it's interesting and for me, it's interesting for her to finally see what I know. I just said his name and I forgot it. The other character.
Jinsi.
Um,
No,
Yeah, the
the
male.
yeah, Jinsi. No,
Jinchi.
Jinshi.
Jinshi. Yeah.
Yeah. For it's gonna be interesting to see like when she realizes what Jinchi actually is later on, at least in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah.
But like so far, like he's just kind of teasing with her, and I like that dynamic. Like I feel like he does know that he gets under her skin, and he's just like, I don't care, I'm still gonna mess with her this way.
Yeah.
It's like it's a case of this isn't the reaction I was expecting. It's different from the others, but I'm still gonna play it up.
Give me a second. I gotta yell at one of my moderators. Nuchiha, I'm clearly in the middle of a podcast thing. Coming in and saying get Dragon Ball when we talked about it this weekend is not really the vibe I'm going for right now. I told you I was gonna get it. That
Bad
will
moderator,
be
back in the dungeon.
there.
Other than that, I left off on the cliffhanger on 4. I mean, for me, it's a big the like the cliffhanger is kind of obvious. Like I kind of know, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be because this action. That's where the rash came from, and she's gonna have to like be like, oh yeah, no, this isn't this. It's actually this.
Yeah.
and that is interesting. I in a I know like this isn't the first time like an apothecary or drugstore has been done in anime, but even so, it's nice to see that they're using the same tropes and it's not getting or not tropes, the same route, and it's not getting
Yeah.
boring or stale.
Yeah. No, this has really kind of opened. This was at the time the most cerebral anime I had watched in a very, very long time. I had been going through a phase. I mean, my general state of being is isekai trash, but this was the one anime that I had watched probably in about 4 years, where it was like, oh fuck, this is good. This is it was at the right speed. It was right. The pacing is good. The story is good. Um, and it really opened up the availability to go and watch things like Freerun and all of that other stuff. So I mean, this anime I can't speak well enough about. Um, but I just thought it was I mean, it's good. It's for a semi historical kind of thing. Um,
Brownie, I know you would know this. What is the company that does the art for this?
For Apothecary Diaries, it's
Yeah.
not Maho, is it? I think it's just literally Toho.
Okay then. Yeah, no,
I can look it up. Give me
Yeah,
2 seconds.
because as I've mentioned in the past, well, I'm not like a big nerd when it comes to not even just anime, but things I like in general. Like
Mhm.
I'm not the guy who would go like, oh, well, it's this studio, so I expect blah blah blah. I mean, the only studio that's close to that is Trigger. It's just like, oh, it's Trigger. I expect him to be hot blooded anime.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
but
the studio's used to doing
yeah, and I'm used to their style, which is pretty consistent. Whatever.
Oh, okay. It's OLM and Toho. So it's the company that does Pokemon and Toho.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Yeah. But I was gonna say I like the art style that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Because it's
OLM tends to enjoy like the softer style of animation. It doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be kid friendly though, because I know Toho is responsible for like Pokemon, but they're
Hmm?
still willing to do like other things. Like here, hold on, let me
I
go
mean,
to here.
if you want to talk
Um,
about not being kid friendly, just look at the picture I have on my screen.
yeah,
She
they've. Oh no, let me switch over to yours.
yeah she
Such an
yeah she just
interesting character design. I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
finish, but I'm gonna jump on that.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's yeah, OLM does Pokemon. But they also did Komi Can Communicate. All right, I could see that coming. They did Odd Taxi. Okay, I could see that. They did Nagatoro. Oh, interesting. Summertime
Really?
Rending. I was like, oh, weird. Okay, they did Summertime Rending. It's like they did Berserk.
well, I
And then
mean
it's just like, okay, well, there you go. They did Dark Gathering. They did I Parry Everything.
Holy shit!
Um,
I didn't realize
they've
they
done
did I guess in my mind, the people who do
Restaurant to
Pokemon are
Another World.
strictly fucking Nintendo, and that must be all they do. But holy shit!
No.
well Nintendo has the games. The actual like animation style for like
Yeah,
the show is done by a certain company.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
They
no,
do. They
well,
do.
yeah,
They.
but I just assumed that was what that company did. Like they were.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that they had branched out. They do all this other stuff. I mean, damn,
I
that
mean,
It looks. It
blows
looks
my
like.
mind.
It looks like OLM also does the Yokai Watch anime.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
that makes
Okay,
sense.
Mm.
Well,
but
I will say based on the scenes I've seen in Yokai, it does not show for Apothecary Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Card
Hold
Fight
on.
Vanguard.
Let me
Because there
find
are
that picture so I can show my stream that.
because there are certain anime. I'm not gonna name any because I don't want to point fingers or like shit on anyone else's anime that they like. There's
I
an
am.
anime whose animation style that
Mm-hmm.
that I guess is passable, but I don't like the way the characters look when either because of how choppy it looks or how they adapted the characters from either the light novel or the manga to the to the silver screen.
Mm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see some of them animated, but sometimes I see it. I'm just like, I can tolerate it, but still, why? But yeah, no. I feel like the animation style so far in the 4 episodes I've seen has been very phenomenal, in my opinion.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
I
trying to
mean,
find.
it's interesting because whenever you get into an anime that has um that doesn't have a lot of moving parts. You branch away from shonen, which is what a lot of people kind of get into anime with. I'm gonna go ahead and make that leap and be like, okay, well, a lot of dudes that get into anime typically get into anime through action. They get into shonen. Oh, I watch Naruto. Oh, I watch Bleach. I watch One Piece. I watch My Hero. I watch
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. That's like
Or
a lot of male audiences typically get in through shonen, and it's got a lot of moving parts. Oh, look at this move this way, look at this move that way.
I was gonna
And
say, Ronnie, there's our generation. Oh, I got in through Digimon.
there you go. You get in through Digimon and Pokemon. There you go. When
um.
you start watching something more slice of lifey, like Apothecary Diaries, where there's no like overarching antagonist. There's no main goal for Mao Mao. It's just survive. She's just okay. I'm gonna do my thing, and if I can do what I want, fantastic. And if I can't, I got to keep my head down every now and then. You know,
Yeah.
it's there's not too much pressure. There is outside forces that make her life difficult, but it's not very action based. So every now and then you do get to see the animation pop off with like it's like okay, well she doesn't need to do this way, but that she did, and you get to see that because there are oh god, I'm gonna go off topic for just a bit.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Invincible?
Yes. The first season.
There was a gag in the second season in which the animators purposely make this entire sequence incredibly low budget as if to make fun of themselves. In which they're like, oh, it's like how did you guys do this when it came to animating the scene? And then it would show the top half of his head, and then the character would then say, oh yeah, sometimes we cut the mouth out of the frame so we don't have to animate a mouth moving. Sometimes we would cover somebody's mouth so with like their hand or an object, so that way we don't have to show it. Sometimes their back would be turned. Sometimes characters would do things off screen,
Yeah.
and then the voice actors carry everything because the animators kind of just get to take a break. We kind of lower the budget in you know area 1 so that area 2 gets to pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was also gonna say earlier that like one of the things, the differences between shonen and slice of life is the equivalent of exchange, in that slice of life doesn't usually have action scenes, so they can spend that extra budget, making things look better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They can work on scenery and just some general characteristics that make the character pop out. Um. Now, go feeding off of that onto character design. There are a few things that will be later on in the series that I'm not going to speak on. But Momo is so well done with her character design. Just I have the same picture Sleepy does up,
Yes.
and that's such a subtle test to her character, both personality wise, where she is so into this, she is so into medicine, so into to poisons
Yep.
and toxins and chemicals that she legitimately was like, I need to a human test subject, and she does it herself. And they could have totally just been like, oh yeah, we don't really need to show this, we could just put like a little band-aid on it, and which they do in majority of the time. But the fact that she is like, this is it, this is the thing, and to see her testing it again, and there's other things. Oh, fuck it, so god damn it, Sleepy. uh Why? And
How do you have so many channel points to just do this all the time?
I'm gonna raise the fucking price of these things.
Phoenix, it's just because we've been talking for about 40 minutes, and I know you were on the Top Text podcast, so it's been a while.
Fine,
Be honest.
Yeah.
But no, don't cut yourself off midstream though. Continue what you were saying first.
Burns. Too late. But the fact that it was, shit. The fact that it's just those little things that and the I mean, we mentioned it earlier. Oh my god, that really burns. I really did need that.
You're welcome.
I hate that you were right. But thank you. The fact that we meant, I mean, you guys mentioned it earlier, when she gets excited and her cat ears show up, and she's got her tail and she's like, oh, or when she's really kind of in that mood where she's like, leave me alone, they pop up too. I mean, I think that's such great little character work, where it's like, curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity of poisons and toxins are going to kill her at some point. You know it. And they keep riding that line of when she doesn't know, she needs to test it. And at this point, I feel comfortable enough to state it, because at this point she has become the official taste tester. That she is excited. Yeah, right there. Poison. Testing for poison. She gets excited. She's about it.
For context, dumb people on Phoenix's stream, I pulled up a picture on my stream.
Yeah, of her with her cat ears, and even her mouth changes, and her hands go into little kitty claws, like she's just little things like that, where you can go from a serious point of view, like, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm in, she's locked in, this is how she goes, this is how she's excited. And all sorts of things like that. It's such fine character work that you really don't see in a lot of stories. I mean, these were subtle details. I mean, even in that picture that Sleepy's got up, you can see the bandage on her test arm. Like there's little subtle things that they put in that they really didn't need to. They really don't. No one's thinking generally about how her left arm is her test arm. Like, no one's thinking about that throughout the story until it's kind of brought to your attention. But it doesn't matter. You can always kind of see that bandage. Also, hello,
Yeah, there was
hi, Neo.
There was a scene in, I think it was episode 2, might have been 3, where it just cuts like to a flashback of her like just having a venomous viper bite that left arm, because she's like, yeah, I want to test this out.
Yeah.
I wonder if like it'll ever get revealed that she feels this way, or if she even feels this way at all. But because she's localized it almost entirely to her left arm, I wonder if she's just steeled herself in her mind to be like, at some point, I'm gonna just lose this arm.
Potentially, we'll find out
Yeah.
more if we keep watching.
Yeah, one of these days, I'm gonna test something, and it's gonna be too much for my body to handle. So off goes the arm.
I
Yeah.
mean, there is always the chance that, because that, like, as she rises to power, that like someone in power will be like, yeah, take some test subjects. You don't need to test yourself.
Mhm.
See,
And
I think that's the. I mean, I guess you don't really get that into episode 4. But
No, you don't.
yeah. All right. At the risk of, I don't think it's a
No,
spoiler
you're
enough.
good.
At the risk of minor spoilization, I mean, she really gets into like, yeah, she likes the thrill of almost dying. Like she doesn't want to waste life. She wants to save life, but she's like, give her a poisonous meal and she's about it. Yeah, I want to see what mercury poisoning tastes like. Like she's about it.
I haven't seen the movie in full, and I only caught glimpses of it when I was a kid. But this sounds kind of like the movie The Medicine Man, where like the dude like goes around the world getting poisoned intentionally, so that way he has like every antibody in the world in his body. But like I said,
Kind
that's
of,
only
sort of.
based off of. But
Yeah.
yeah, and he wants to be helpful to everyone. But like I said, this is based off the vague recollection of a movie that I glanced at as a kid. So.
But I mean, it's such a and you know, you get that with some of the other characters as the series goes on. But by the fact that by episode 4, these little details and the character is just so. I mean, there's still so much more to learn about her, but also she wears her literal poisoned heart on her sleeve, on her skin, is such a great little detail. And there's so many other world building things that will come into play at some point during the series.
Oh yeah,
That you'll be like, oh shit, she really calculates everything, and it's just things that you wouldn't think of.
oh yeah, I definitely get that feeling because obviously, well, like in the early episodes, it kind of establishes that for some reason she has a close relationship with the I know I'm saying this wrong. I'm butchering the word courtesans.
Yeah,
Cortisol. Yeah, no, you got
Coruscant.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the courtesans like in her hometown, and then like that knowledge like appears multiple times in like 2 other episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and you just think to yourself, there has to be a reason why she's close to them,
Yeah.
because there's like no reason that just an apothecary just suddenly is friends with them for no reason.
Yeah,
So
and I will not to spoil, but I will guarantee that they do make that connection and explain that one.
Oh yeah, no,
Alright,
yeah,
I figured. I don't feel like that's spoiler. I mean, that's within the first 4 episodes. That's easy foreshadowing to see.
yeah. Sometimes foreshadowing.
I
is
just like to give
relatively
the
obvious.
warning just in case, you know. But
Okay. Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know. I've learned to do that when it comes to me engaging with content with Rabbit, in which it's like she has the tendency to ask questions, and I'm trying to feel out like when does she genuinely want me to respond to that question, and
yeah,
when does she be like, oh, I wonder if the color purple in this context means anything because we've been seeing it pretty often, and then me knowing the answer is just like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
well it didn't sound like she wants the answer, so I'm just going to let this ride. And then there are times where it's just like, okay, well, yeah. So sometimes foreshadowing is kind of obvious. You kind of see it written there, like
Mhm.
on the screen.
mm-hmm.
And then if you, Phoenix, I'm going to give you some liberty here. If you genuinely feel like it's not a spoiler, you can let us know that you're going to talk about something that happens in a later episode. Um, but for general terms and purposes, it's like, yeah, just try to, yeah, we
Yeah.
probably it's
I
it's
mean,
because I'm that way too. I'm that way too. I want to talk about shit because I got future knowledge of Don Don and I got
Yeah,
future knowledge of
yeah.
fucking a million other things that I read.
I
Yeah,
mean, if I could, I would have a button that I would just press that make a buzzing sound whenever we don't want to be spoiled or something, or if we're worried about something going into
Yeah.
potential
that's
spoilers.
fair.
Maybe we should
But
add that like on all of our on like the Discord channel to have a soundboard to play that as a just in case. I don't know.
Who knows? That might be kind of funny.
that would be
Yeah.
funny.
Just
But,
like a little fart. Just like
You ruined it.
yeah.
You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
Just,
I mean that could work actually.
just like a little fart sound effect.
Yeah.
I don't know if you should play that on stream, but
No.
Oh, actually, there was something that happened on the last episode that I actually thought about, and I want to bring it up for not only this episode but future episodes going forward.
I timed it. I knew what I was doing, pup.
I was gonna say, do you guys think we should do a, I guess, in air quotes, review on whether or not we should watch the like after episode, after credit like previews for episodes?
I typically don't
Well, yeah.
because
It
Well, here's
depends
the thing.
on.
Like,
It depends.
I'm gonna just watch the episode.
well,
Yeah.
no. Here's the thing, though. Some of them aren't actual next episode previews. Some of them are character interactions, which are fun to watch. Some of them are not fun to watch. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, I normally watch the first
'cause-
couple, and then I'm like, okay, this is what it's gonna be like
yeah, yeah, 'cause the
until
best
they
example
prove that they're not.
Because the best example I can give from me is Bleach. Back in the day, after the episode, after the credits, they had funny, short little interactions between the characters that contributed nothing to like the upcoming episode. They were just like funny interactions, and some of them were worth watching. Some of them weren't.
Mhm.
Just because it depends on how much you like those characters interacting. Some of them are characters you've never seen interact, which was interesting. But like I'm gonna use Windbreakers because it was the most recent one.
Yeah, because they
yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
They had it, and like for me, I think that could be interesting for some people, but for me, I think I'd rather just skip that. And then for a Pocket Theory Diaries, it's just it could be called just a premonition, like not an actual spoiler, but like a premonition of the upcoming episode, just like scenes out of context. And for me, it's just like, well, if that's all it is, I'm probably not gonna watch that then.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes I just don't want to reach for the remote to say skip it, go to the next episode. I just wait for the thing to play through. I mean,
Yeah,
I
just-
guess
just
it
let it
really depends on mood and laziness factor.
Mood, laziness, and personal preference.
Yeah.
Like for me, my first reaction is to skip it, but because like there could be gold out there, I'm tempted to watch it at least like a couple times. So I can say like retroactively for Windbreakers, I would probably recommend skipping it. But if you like the character interaction, maybe that's your thing. Watch it. But for a Pocket Theory Diaries, I can honestly say just skip it. It's just teasers of the upcoming episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like that kind of thing, or like maybe
Yeah,
you're
I
like
mean-
binging it, and for whatever reason you have to stop your binge for reasons. If you want to go off on that teaser, you can. You don't have to, but you can.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should. I think whatever you did, I don't think it has much context in what we're talking about. I mean, in this particular case, like
Well,
if we were talking about one where they were like funny at the end and they were like the immediate one that pops into my mind is the one in My Hero where it's like, join us in the UA Fall Festival, and but mate, aren't we supposed to be doing this? Why are we doing this now? Like, that's funny, but that's a good kind of thing. But like, oh well, join us next time for this episode of Dragon Ball. Like, you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to see like maybe one or two of them, but like, yeah, I agree with you with that one. Once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all.
Yeah.
But I will say I think we should. It's something worth talking about in future future episodes. Like I would
Yeah.
say for this series in particular, just skip it if you're gonna watch the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Or-
that's
but-
that's fair.
Yeah, but if you do want that teaser, maybe it's because like whatever you're watching is new and the next episode hasn't come out yet, or maybe just like I said before, you're binging it but you have to stop because of IRL circumstances, and you want to go off on a teaser. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Other than that, I wouldn't recommend watching it. The end episode like little teasers.
Mhm. Yeah, if they were more like Windbreakers, or if they were more like, other show like JJK did it well as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where it would just sometimes there would be like 4-minute long segments at the at post credits of just the characters dicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, those can be fun.
Yeah.
They're not for everyone.
I think they're
but
yeah,
they
I
can
think
be
they're
fun.
important for people who care about character building, because
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, well, whenever X character dies, I was like, why should I feel sad? I didn't get to know them. Well, here's a segment at the end of the credits where you get to enjoy the fact that
Yeah.
this person likes ladies who are tall and have big asses, or
Best friend.
this- Yeah, this character acts a certain way around certain people. This character does this in their off time. This character enjoys this kind of food. And then like little by little you gain, you know, appreciation for this character in a way that doesn't fit the tone of the main series.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets kind of shoved in this kind of literal back part of the show, aka the after credits.
Yeah.
And so there you go. Maybe a character you've seen it in so many things where it's just like, oh, there's a superhero in DC or Marvel that doesn't get a lot of spotlight like fucking Batman or Superman does, but I still fucking love him. And I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap! I was like, the little interactions that I have with, I don't know, fucking Plastic Man. I was like, dude, that's like I hardly see the guy, but anytime I do, he's amazing.
Yeah. Have you guys both watched the JJK?
Yeah, I've watched all of season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
Uh,
You have not.
yeah, unfortunately, it's a time management thing.
Yeah, fair.
Like the reason I still haven't watched the the reason why I was watching last minute Apothecary Diaries.
Fair.
The most literal last minute.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
At the
sorry.
risk of
I'm
it
sorry,
being
I
a
know-
spoiler, I'm not gonna say it. But there is. I will say that there's an end credit scene for them where the characters show the fun side at like off work hours, and it's just hilarious, and I love it.
Is it the one where they think Fushiguro's getting hit on?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
There is one thing I want to mention. I think this only happened once, or maybe it's my own brain being like, this and this didn't, or the facts don't match up. I think once, like, there was an anime where there was like an after ending credits, but it was completely non-canon. Like they said something that I was like, wait a minute. According to the main thing, the character doesn't like that at all. So yeah, no, that's completely non-canon.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's very rare, but there is a chance of that happening.
There are plenty of animes where they and the one that kind of pops into mind is the never mind, I can't think of the name of it. Where the characters are actors, like they're done off set, they break that fourth wall and they're like, fuck man, can I do that again? Or like, hey, like I like that trope where it's like they give their characters are actors and they're just kind of like there.
I think Lucky Star did that for like a segment. I thought that was pretty good when they did it.
Yeah. But I enjoy that. So they're oftentimes worth watching. Maybe not when they're the reviews or the preview based on. I mean, I'd watch the preview if it was a like a once a week show, but I very rarely do the simulcasting.
I don't do it at all. But
yeah,
that's because time management, laziness, and a bunch of other stuff. But I think
I'm just a binger, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think going forward we should at least just mention like if the after credit things are worth watching or not.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, but going back to Apothecary Diaries, their after credits, I would say they're not really worth watching unless you really want to end on a cliffhanger. Other than that, I do like one of the gags that I did like from it was like episode 4, where like she gives her that little bit of advice, and then the other main courtesan doesn't get as much attention from the emperor, and she's like, finally I can get some sleep. It's just like
no more sleepless nights.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, that put a smile on my face. Wait, what's that Knox was saying? They said he can activate his powers by clapping He never said it had to be his hands.
Never said it had to be his
Doesn't have to be his
hands.
I'm assuming that's like one of the non-canon things I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly. I think it was something along the lines like the character's preference for women is this, and I'm like, no, no, no. In one of the manga side chapters that they make after, like in the books after the chapters come out, like he was like, I like this kind of woman, and it's just like, no, those don't match up at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I really can't say enough good things about this anime. I thought that it was. I mean, I've said it. Its artwork is great. It's sound. It's sound is great. It's character development and arts and little details is fantastic. I mean, I
will say I like the
truly
art.
good.
I will say I like the art. I haven't really noticed the sound, but that's just me. I mentioned that previously for the
Yeah.
Fear episode. Like where they were very in your face about it during that one scene. But other than that, I didn't really notice the sound in this one. Character development. I'm
Yeah,
only 4
forgive
episodes
me.
in.
I'm same.
Yeah, development. I'm only 4 episodes in. I feel like there's more they could reveal about the characters. I don't know if the character development will be good or not, but I'm hoping it is.
Especially with the expectation of long form, like a 2 core. If you're getting 26 episodes compared to 12 episodes, like they have a lot more time to develop characters.
But I will say this: it does not feel like I can tell this is a slow burn. It does not feel like the kind of slow burn Fear End was, which was very slow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slow but good burn. It's not
it's the difference between a group of characters like in Free Ren crossing the countryside. You're moving location to location, episode to episode. There are huge parts of time that are just like them in a wagon walking through the forest, etc., etc. But for Apothecary Diaries, it's very localized in the palace area.
Yeah.
So like it feels more slice of lifey in the way that it's just like, okay, well, here's X characters, well, living their lives here at what they call home.
What's Knoxville saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes sound design can be completely off, like clacking sounds on stone when the character is barefoot. Not in Apothecary, but sometimes just a random
Sound design. When I say it sounds good, I mean when they're running, you can kind of hear the patter on the floor, like that sounds good. You know, the when you see the wagons go by or the carts go by, it's the like I'm talking that level of sound. Scaping versus like the big instrumentals, like Apothecary Diaries doesn't really have that.
I was gonna say that's the opposite for me. Like, I'm not throwing shade at them and saying that they're not unimportant because they're very important. The people who like do the proper sounds for stuff. But like the main thing for me when I say sound design, I mean like listening to like whatever soundtrack or score they use in the background of an episode.
That's why I like the term soundscape, because I mean when I'm listening for that stuff, I'm talking everything. Like I wanna if they're going to be so intense that they put the rustling of clothing in there, then I want it to sound good. Because if you're going to go to that level of world building, then I want it to sound good. Not that many animes do that, but that was just the most extreme example I could think of at the time.
Well, I don't know how much more I can talk about Apothecary Diaries. What little I watched, the first 5 episodes, I really enjoyed. I'm definitely gonna watch more of it. I'm probably gonna watch more of it soon, like probably tonight.
I haven't made the time for Windbreakers yet. I need to watch that because Phoenix got me into that.
Nice.
I'll probably watch Apothecary Diaries, but I probably need to be in a certain mood for it. Like I want to.
That's understandable.
Like a relaxing mood. But I will give this on our scoring system. I would give it a bite. Like
Yeah,
not
the full
yeah
bite.
Full
yeah
bite,
a full
yeah.
bite. Maybe.
I'm very
Because
excited for the next season.
yeah, I mean I can definitely tell there's like more. There's reason behind the character stuff that we're gonna have to figure out later as we go on into the other 24 episodes.
Is
Uh,
this
it's
one? Oh,
it's
go for it.
I was
Sorry.
I was gonna say for both this and Windbreakers. At some point I might bring them back up as a follow up to our first four to go into the other
Okay.
four.
Yeah.
But for right now, I mentioned this to you guys before, and I'll say it right now. I still haven't decided on my next anime for my recommendation, but I've got time.
Fair. Yeah.
This
Yeah. You
next,
got time.
All right.
Just,
To be completely rude,
Yeah.
yeah,
if Rabbit's not going to be on the podcast for the foreseeable future until she feels better, she forfeits her anime spot.
okay.
So who's
Yeah.
next?
We can talk.
I think that would be me.
Yeah. I think that would be Sleepy.
All right.
Uh,
So we'll
We'll get
have
more
a free week.
confirmation on that one.
Yeah.
It's
Just
it's
give
a
me-
teacher came in and they're like, you know what? I don't have anything planned for
Yeah,
this week's assignment.
we're watching a movie
Take
today.
a free day. Yeah, yeah. We're watching a movie. Y'all. Nobody's got any homework. Just report in next
Yeah.
week with whatever the fuck you've been watching.
All
I
right.
will-
Yeah. We
okay.
could do that.
I'm gonna make an ultimatum for myself. If I don't give you guys an anime by Wednesday, I say we just give the week off, and then I'll come up with something by next week. Okay?
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
How about we'll do that then? If we don't, if Sleepy hasn't come up with anything, we'll when we do this again, we'll just what did we watch this week or what did we read this week?
Yeah. This gives me time to just put more Apothecary Diaries and Free Run in my system
Yeah.
and to just polish off the rest of Windbreakers.
And it also gives us, if I don't choose something, it also gives us time to talk about like what other things we could focus on the show. Because I did
Yeah.
bring up the like after episode things, like whether they were watching and like how in the future we're probably gonna talk about whether we for like depending on what we watch, like if we should watch them. So
Yeah.
Alright. I know. I'm just because it's my latest obsession. I'm a fucking huge mark for it. I want to hear your opinion on the first episode of Dawn to Dawn, and perhaps even the second episode because that's going to come out on Thursday, which is between here
Yep.
and next podcast time. So I will extend this also out to Sleepy. If you would humor me, Dawn to Dawn has been some of the best content I've consumed as of
Well,
lately, and
yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, you can recommend whatever you want when it comes your turn. Yeah, that's
try. I'm just saying episodes 1 and 2 because there's literally one episode available right now. It's premiering this season, so if you can get one episode in you, I want to hear your opinion on it. And if you can get 2 episodes in you, that'd be cool as well. That's not homework, but there's a good chance I'm going to want to talk about it.
I mean, if you want to talk about it that bad, let's just make it. I'll just forfeit my choice this week and just say we'll make it Dawn to Dawn then.
It's literally the one episode, so like there's
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah.
I
Well,
I
we
want
can
to
make that decision off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's
But-
still if you're leaving it up to me, it's still free week. It's still like just do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, like I said, I'll give you guys my answer by Wednesday, and
Yeah.
then if I do give you an answer, I say just announce it in your server and be like, this is the next episode.
Yeah.
of
Just
anime.
post it in the anime talk, and we'll that will be it.
Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, I to go back to our biting system. This was one of the animes where it was like, ooh, maybe I will go and read the light novels. Oh, ooh, maybe I'll do that. So I'm taking a big old bite. I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, my bite was based on the 4 episodes. Brownie's bite was based on 5 episodes, and then Phoenix, I think he's finished, right?
Yeah, I finished. I'm caught up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because he knows what's ahead, and he's bitten, but he's looking forward to of future seasons, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I also want to take time to quickly to mention the passing of the English dub announcer for Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I saw today that he passed away.
I did not hear that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is-
Mr. Next Time on Dragon
Next
Ball
time
Z.
on Dragon Ball Z.
I did like his
yeah.
voice.
He
Yeah.
I believe
shame.
I don't remember when he did, but I did see that earlier today. I don't know whether that was or how old he was or anything like that, but I do want to, as we are talking about anime, just bring that up, and it seems
this
to
is
be
definitely the place to talk about it.
yeah, it seems to be a year of big anime people unfortunately passing, because Goku's didn't Goku's long-term Kid Goku's long-term actor voice actor also passed this previous year, or this
yeah, I
this
think I did
past
see
year.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, I know it wasn't recent, but I know a couple years ago, Freezer's voice actor passed away.
Yeah. And then somebody one of the anime creators passed away too this past year. I don't remember. I feel bad because I don't remember. They were a big one. So,
Yeah.
But I feel like just mentioning that of because we wouldn't be able to enjoy that without those guys. So it's
Oh yeah.
like to just
I
shout
don't
them
listen
out.
to a lot
and-
of I don't listen to a lot of English dubs, but the Dragon Ball Z and like Super and stuff, I
Yeah.
prefer the English over the Japanese. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm
Good
a
to
dub
them.
watcher in general, but even when the original Japanese actor goes, it's always a sad thing. Our general
Yeah.
stance on this. I want well, me personally, I want it accessible to everyone, and I want
Yes.
we want you to like this art form. We enjoy it. We hope that you guys do too. And this is all of our opinions, of course. Nothing we say here is us trying to seriously gatekeep you. We will jokingly gatekeep, but we will never
Yeah.
we will never say, oh, you shouldn't ever watch this.
Yeah.
But
'Cause-
we're glad when you guys find joy in art that maybe we don't, because somebody worked hard on it, and it's a form of entertainment that I personally am glad is getting a little bit more mainstream. To be honest with you.
especially considering how much some of us were bullied as kids for liking.
Yeah. The 90s were a hell of a time.
Yeah. Although I've said this before, and you can throw as much hate on me on it as you like. I'm not diminishing anyone's level of bullying. Bullying is wrong. Don't ever do it. And if you did or are, you're an ass. But sometimes those kids that got bullied were the ones Naruto running and growling at people. Like I'm not saying they deserved it, but I also am saying that I might have understood it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Not deserved, but understood.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I approve of it happening, but I understand why. I had somebody I went to middle school with, and they were, I mean, they would like, you dare approach me, and like growl and shit. It's like, motherfucker, could you stop?
Yeah, no,
yeah.
no matter the fandom, there's always that one person who just kind of makes you all kind of be like, this guy represents our fandom.
Yeah. He's the one. They're the one.
And it's not even, like I said, no matter the fandom, that's not just anime. That's like sports too. There's always that one person who goes kind of too far from whatever way. But anyways, Phoenix, are you going to be streaming after this?
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick 5-10 minute break. Go to the bathroom, stretch, all that fun stuff, and then I will be back for a short stream. I keep saying short, but they end up being 3 hours. But I've really got to make sure that they today is short because I gotta be up tomorrow. Because this
well,
morning was not was
well,
not an easy morning.
well, unfortunately, since you're going to be taking a 5 to 10 minute thing, I don't think I'll be sticking around. I'm not
Fair,
willing to
fair.
keep I'm not willing to keep my stream up that long, so I am probably just going to raid into someone.
Yeah, no, please. Uh, you never have to raid into me. I'm not gonna be upset by it.
No, I just wanted
Yeah,
to
expand the people you raid to. That's how you grow.
I see who
Mhm.
I see who I want to raid. I wonder if their settings will let me, but we'll deal with that later.
In the meantime, I'm gonna end my stream. Gonna take my 5 minutes, and then I will be back. So thank you for joining us for AniBites the Podcast. Which I don't know whether that tagline will be approved by everyone, but it's a tagline I'm going with at the current moment.
I mean, I feel like the podcast is just something you can attach to your streams, and the rest
Yeah.
of us, if we choose not to do it, we
Oh,
won't,
yeah.
and it won't affect anything. It's
Mhm.
fine.
Yes, that is what I was
And I think,
trying to say.
and
Hydration complete, by the way, Noxies.
oh, you said hydrate? Okay, let me drink some water too.
All right, Lubbers chat, and thank you both of you. This is again Brownie and Sleepy. They, if you
Mhm.
haven't already, please follow them. They are fantastic. And I want to make sure that when they can, they can get to affiliate when they've got the ability to do that. That'd be fantastical. Maybe get some ad revenue up in this bitch for them. You know.
If we're plugging channels,
Buy them a burger or something. Yay.
yeah. If we're plugging channels, I just want to say, chat. Unfortunately, this week I'm probably not going to be streaming due to certain situations. Nothing like major or bad. But I think I will. I think I will. I will try to return to streaming next week, though. So,
Fair.
you'll probably see me lurking in your chats every now and then, Phoenix,
Yeah,
and
no.
as well as other people. Like I love Debug, but when it comes to streaming itself, this week I will be off duty. So.
No. Make sure you take the times when you need it.
Okay.
It's very important. So, Brownie, you of course are welcome, but you are not obligated to. I'm gonna go after my break, play some Satisfactory. You are welcome to join if you'd like.
Yeah,
if
probably
not-
for a smidge, yeah.
If not, no worries. You have been talking for a good
A while.
3 hours now. Give
Well,
plus
as
or
you
minus.
can tell, for like the past 30 minutes, I've been kind of like, you guys have been going at it, so I was like, okay, I'll give my voice a little rest.
But all right, we're gonna end so that I can have this particular VOD set, and then basically I'm gonna wait for it to be ended and start right up again, and it will be into our start screen. So I will see you over there, Brownie, Sleepy. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be. Lubbers,
All right.
Lubbers,
Lovers.
and kiss a home. Wow.
What?